Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you guys here today. We are going to dive right on into your reading. We are going to see what energies are really important for Pisces at this time. Please Spirit, please show us what energy is really important at this time for Pisces to know about. For Pisces, please Spirit, for Pisces. For Pisces. Okay. Oh, Pisces. Oh. Hey, well, wait a minute. What is going on? Pisces. Holy crap. Pisces, this Hostilities card came out first, and I was just like, whoa, this is weird. Like, I wasn't expecting this energy, but Pisces, you know, someone had it well within their power to wield their sword in a way that like was respectful and honoring, and you know, when the sword is upright, it is like telling the truth. It is like you know, saying everything that needs to be said, bringing clarity to the situation so that there can be success and victory. And you see how this person is holding that sword back, and the card is called Hostilities. Someone did not speak their truth. Someone got defensive instead. And so you just walked away. Goddess of the Moon. This is, you know, it's a common human trait to not be able to handle not knowing the truth, not getting to say our piece, not getting the opportunity to defend ourselves, you know, it's hard to come to a place of peace and acceptance when we just don't have all the answers. But Pisces, with the Goddess of the Moon, it's like you're trusting the things you do not know. You're trusting the things your intuition is telling you, and you're trusting that, you know, if your intuition is telling you to walk away because someone is holding back and someone isn't giving you everything that you deserve, or is holding back even possibly on the truth of the matter or a matter, you can be at peace with it. You don't need to know. And the cool, I don't even know, composed, gracious, gorgeous energy that you have in the not knowing is just, it's something that very few people can actually do, right? We want to know, we want to say our piece, we want to know that we were heard, we want to have our opportunity to say what we want to say and get our closure and get our answers. And you were like, oh, you want to withhold the truth? I accept that as your answer. If you're going to withhold what you really want to say, or how you really feel, or what is in alignment with your heart, then that is an answer. And then I know that you're not ready, that you're not in the space that you need to be in to handle someone like me. And you walked away. And it is like that alone has raised you to this echelon in this person's mind and heart and energy. It's crazy because you are actually holding their heart. You're like, I didn't want your heart. I wasn't trying to walk away and be right and be all attractive and attract you with my ability to walk away. I wanted all of you. I just wanted you to stand in there and tell me the truth and fight for me and fight for this and not let me walk away. You know, some people may be like, wow, you know, I wish I could do that. But it's like, that's never what I wanted to do. That's never what I wanted to have happen. I had feelings for you. I wanted you to show up for me. And so you're holding this person's heart, you're holding their attention, you, I mean, you have all the power here. But it's not what you wanted. What is happening? Okay. Bhakti obviously sees something that's working him out. I mean, working him up, working him out, or working him up, I guess. Who knows? You might deal with someone who's working out. Or is into physical fitness or does a physical labor of some kind. You have this energy here. You had discipline, Pisces. You have had enough experiences and you have learned from it. And I feel you are in a great period of trusting your intuition. The moon represents our intuition. And trusting that what is revealed and what isn't revealed, and your gut instinct on things, and putting those things together to complete your picture. You know your worth, you know your value, and you are not going to stay in a place where someone doesn't see that, doesn't understand that, doesn't treat you in such a way. If you're gonna let me walk away and you're going to stand there with the sword in your hand to stop me, but you're not going to swing it because your fear of swinging the sword outweighs your fear of losing me, well, then that tells me everything I need to know. And so you walked away and you're having some huge level of success. And let me tell you, I don't know if the success is coming because you're finally getting this person or this person is finally showing up to fight for you, or if the success is coming in you every time you make a big statement like this to the universe of, I know my worth, I know my value. The universe says, you're right, and here is the reflection of that. Here is your reward for that. Recognizing your own divinity. You are looking for someone who puts their money where their mouth is. Someone who backs up, who shows up, who is consistent, who does what makes sense for who's in alignment, for God's sake, who has integrity, who also has discipline, who also knows their work. You trust that there is someone out there for you with the 222, that there is a partnership out there, and you are not insisting on it being one person or another person. Yeah, sometimes there are stickier energies than others, meaning sometimes people come into your life and it's harder to get yourself back to that place of, I'm going to trust the universe. If this didn't work out, it didn't work out for a reason. I'm trusting fate. I'm just going to play my cards. I'm going to, I know my worth, I know my value, and I'm going to wait for the person that also sees it and that sees it in themselves and that I see in them, And I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to take my time. Because you're the Queen of Cups. And you have, you have someone coming in, Pisces. I mean, seriously, swear to God. You have a new opportunity coming in. You have someone who wants to take care of you, wants to protect you, wants to be of service to you. They're not just looking for what you can do for them or what you represent to them. They're looking at what they have to offer you, which I think has been your approach to relationships in the past, but maybe has not been reciprocated. You have pink, the sweetness, love card. You have hummingbird, sweetness. Pink, the love and compassion card. And you have the hummingbird, sweetness card. And you have rocket, voyage, with 888. New opportunities and abundance are coming your way soon. Pisces, you're about to take off into some other stratosphere. This is something that you've wanted. It is materializing. It is showing up in real life, in the material world. And it is a love connection. It seems new. And it is going to take you to places I feel like you have never been before. All right. And I think it is because you took this approach. Pisces. Oh my God. You have the star, you have the 7 of cups, and you have the fairy godmother card, which is the empress card on the bottom of the deck. But I just love the fairy godmother card. Pisces, oh my God, I'm hearing that Moody Blues song, in your wildest dreams. I don't know if that's the name of it, but those are the words that I'm hearing. Once. I'm getting exactly in your wildest dreams, the Moody Blues. I have to look it up. I'm sorry. Once upon a time, once when you were mine, I remember skies reflected in your eyes. I wonder where you are. I wonder if you think about me. Once upon a time in your wildest dreams. Once the world was new, our bodies felt the morning dew that greets the brand new day. We couldn't tear ourselves away. I wonder if you care. I wonder if you still remember once upon a time in your wildest dreams. And when the music plays and when the words are touched with sorrow, when the music plays, I hear the sound I had to follow once upon a time. Once beneath the stars, the universe was ours. Love was all we knew, and all I knew was you. I wonder if you know, I wonder if you think about it, once upon a time in your wildest dreams. Damn. Pisces. Eek. This person right here, they are seeing you as the one that stands out above the rest. I don't know. I feel like you could be getting a lot of attention. I feel like you could have a lot of options. I also feel like this person's fear and illusion, like everything that they don't know about what you're experiencing in your life, is killing them. It's like it's bringing up all their fears. They thought they had fears back here where they were afraid to say their truth. The fear of not knowing, the fear of the person that they hold above all others, the one, the best one, the only one. It's like you walked away from this person and instantly it's like what was shining out into the world was like, holy crap, Pisces energy is amazing. Pisces Pisces is the one everybody wants. They're the star. They're the empress. They're the, it's like that energy of just, I don't know if you had some kind of glow up. I don't know if this is just energetic, because when you say, I am not going to accept less than I deserve, everything kind of rises up to meet you. Everything is like, begins to reflect the way that you value yourself, the way that you see yourself, the way that you treat yourself, the standard that you have for yourself. And, because very few people will walk away from something that's okay. And the reason is because they don't know what else is out there. It's easier for me to stay with what's, not amazing, but also not killing me. Although sometimes people stay with what's killing them too, because they don't want to go by themselves. Or some part of them is like, this is what I deserve. You know what I mean? But you're like, I'm walking away from this, because you're holding back. You're not giving me everything. You're not telling me the truth. You're not giving me everything that I deserve. And it's like, you have this past person's heart in your hands. I feel like they had feelings for you that were unspoken. And they're looking at you like, holy crap, what am I going to do? How am I going to get my heart back? How am I going to get Pisces back? And their mind is going crazy. Let's see. Star card. They drug their feet. They didn't offer you everything they had to offer. You've got the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, but the Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Star card. They were holding back. They were not giving you everything that they had. They weren't maybe even like giving you a strong commitment. Yeah, this person, holy shit. 4 of Cups, clarifying the 7 of Cups. It's an energy of like missing the opportunity, all the things that could now interfere, all the things that they do not know, and kind of feeling this energy of rejection. I honestly feel like this person, this is their mode of operandi. This is how they sort of go. This is how they sort of do. And they're used to it kind of being enough. As long as I'm taking a meaningful step in the right direction, they usually don't complain. They usually don't ask for too much more than that. It's usually enough to keep them. But Pisces, you're like, I'm the freaking star. I don't stick around for somebody that's just doing enough to keep me. Someone who's dragging their feet. Someone who obviously doesn't recognize that I'm the star, because if they did, they'd be making big moves. They'd be whipping out their King of Pentacles energy and putting it on lockdown so that I wasn't free to like go be with whomever else. You obviously don't see my worth and my value, but I do. And I'm not going to let you treat me any way less than I know I deserve to be treated. Period. End of story. And now they're like, oh, damn. I wasn't expecting that to happen. And now there's all this self-doubt, all this fear, all this crap creeping in. And they're like, oh my gosh, they're having to face truths about themselves that they don't want to face. As their fear is amping up that you're going to get away, that you have options, that of course, you're the star. Duh, you're the one everybody wants. You're the freaking star and the sun. To get the star and the sun in a reading is very auspicious. It's like good quadrillion squared. You know what I mean? It's like they play off each other in such a way that, there are more than one star. There really are. When night falls, you can look out in the sky and you can see that there are billions of stars. Every single one of them is beautiful. Every single one of them is absolutely breathtaking in its own right, in its own way, and has very special characteristics. But there is only one freaking sun, and there is only one freaking empress. And somebody who's a sun and an empress, they have a star has, you know, multiple people that at least admire them. At least. The sun and the empress, there is a line, buddy, and you can move to the back of it because you had your shot and you fumbled the star. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you're up to. Some of you may have a dog or a cat that sleeps with you. That you're very close to. I almost feel like this person just hopes that you're kind of resting or spending a lot of time with your dog or your cat while they figure out what to do. But with the magician, it's sort of like, how do I conjure up something that is impressive enough? It's not, how do I put the work and the effort and the energy into raising myself up? It is kind of, how do I turn where this is into where I want it to be? And they're trusting magic rather than rolling up their shirt sleeves and getting to work kind of energy. There's a lot of not tangible stuff happening here in this person's energy with the Four of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Magician. These are all very ethereal, don't really exist but kind of exist energies. They're not solid and stable, and you know, I have evidence and I have truth. You know, it's kind of like I see this magically happening, and so I'm magically responding to it, and I hope that I can sort of keep this impression going kind of long enough to win Pisces back, or to change, to alchemize something from where it is to where I want it to be. There's not real action or intention behind it. It's like, I gotta hold on to what I want. I don't want to miss this opportunity. I don't want to lose this to the competition. I need to quickly do something to make it appear that I'm doing something. If that makes sense. And this is coupled with this Princess of Wands energy, which is like, you know, I desire this, I have to have this, I want this, so this is the course of action I'm taking. And I'm just telling myself that, you know, what I don't know is what Pisces is up to or what their life looks like, but I'm just telling myself that they're by themselves with their animal doing nothing. I don't think that's true. I think you're out pursuing your happiness and your joy, but it's like, I don't think this person can actually even live with dealing with that. Like knowing that, thinking of you as free to make a different move or to go in a different direction. You know, this is all illusionary energy. It's all kind of, I'm telling myself what I have to tell myself to get by or to survive in this moment while I figure out how to change this. And I think you're just out there shining, Pisces. It might actually become very clear to this person. Pisces, you are not at home in bed with your dog or your cat. You are out and about shining. You know, this person's, you know what you want. You don't need to take time to figure it out. You have spent plenty of time figuring it out. You know exactly what you want. And you're not, the stagnancy is not on your part. The stagnancy is not like, oh, I don't know what I want, on your side. You know what you want, and you're not at all cooperating with this person. You are not at all at home in bed by yourself with your dog or your cat. You are out shining. You are pursuing your passion. You are alive, and you know what you're worth. You know what you deserve. You're not home crying over this person. You're just not. And I think it is making this person feel a call to action. I feel like they are going to come in. You have to be careful, because sometimes with the Knight of Cups, there is an energy of like love bombing, or like coming in to say everything you want to say, because it's clarifying the Magician. I usually don't use that interpretation of the Knight of Cups, but because it's clarifying the Magician, and I'm getting a bunch of illusionary energy of like, let me project that I have it all together. Let me project that I have it all figured out. Let me buy myself some more time, because I don't have it figured out, but I know I don't want to miss this opportunity. I know what I know, and what I know is Pisces is the star, the sun, and the Empress. And that means that I need to protect that. I need to keep that for myself. Like, I don't want that getting away from me. But I might not be in my full power. I might not be in a position to really like show up the way that Pisces would like me to. So let me just convince Pisces through this illusion. And that illusion may be, you know, I understand I understand your value and your worth. Now that you're gone, I realize what a fool I was to let you go. And I'm chasing you, and I'm coming after you, and I'm offering you this, but this is that which they are comfortable offering, right? I feel they are still holding back with this Two of Swords here. I'm not really opening up. I don't really see your value. Like, I do, because everyone else is seeing it. You know what I mean? It's like everyone else wants you, or everyone else is coveting you, or, you know, the way the world has responded since we have parted ways is sort of teaching me this. But I'm still stuck. I'm still stagnant. I'm still not seeing everything. I'm still not opening my heart. I just don't want you to get away. So this could be someone who was in and out of your life. But Pisces, things are actually really changing for you, for real. You're having a major shift here. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, and the Prince of Cups. So there is an energy here where you do definitely have someone coming towards you who has commitment on their mind, who there is some kind of change that is happening here. There is a major shift that is happening here. And I do feel like it is possibly through the introduction of a new suitor. They are not breadcrumbing you. They see your worth. They see your value. They know a good investment when they see it. And this is somebody who is not interested in just giving you enough to keep you hanging on. This is a completely different experience. Wow. And I feel like you have someone over here who's jealous, who will say anything. They're logical, they're analytical, they're emotionally, withdrawn and distant. But they will say anything to kind of keep you. You've got like a hero over here, and you've got like, they're still holding back. It's like, I still have what you want in my hand over here. You're like, I'm busy kissing frogs right now. I've got a better chance with a frog than I do with you. I don't know. Okay, let's see. This is karma. This is justice. This is the universe evening the scales. This is, you know, something that where, you know, someone may not have been treating you the way you deserved to be treated, or this could be that you have gotten person after person that could not, you know, rise to meet your occasion. Possibly even with the Three of Cups, people that put you in third-party situations, or, you know, entertained other people while they were entertaining you, did not commit to you, did not show up, you know, in their highest and best form. And this is the part with the Wheel of Fortune where things change, where all of a sudden you're in the driver's seat, where all of a sudden it's about you in this moment. You are getting the person to equal the playing field, or even the playing field, or whatever. Like, you're getting the catch of a person who can really show up, and you have this person from the past really watching this situation but still holding back, and that is part of their karma. It's interesting because I do feel like they feel like their projection will be enough. There's something kind of arrogant and confident, but not in a solid way, about the King of Swords. It's like, I know you want me. I know you already have feelings for me. I know, you know, they're still not really willing to admit that the reason they're emotionally distant is because you have their heart. Listen, they acted recklessly. You know, they acted recklessly, and then equally they didn't take action when they needed to. And this could be because they had something that they were prioritizing over this connection. They had something that they were saying, you know what, this is where my happiness comes from. This is what I'm, you know, my allegiance is aligned with. And it just wasn't true. It just wasn't right. You got the Emperor in reverse, clarified by the King of Pentacles in reverse. This person could not offer you something solid and stable because they weren't. It was all a projection. There was nothing backing it up. It wasn't real. You got the Moon card. It's all an illusion. You know, it's almost like, you know, maybe they were triangulating you with work or something. How mad can you be when it's their job? Like, okay, you're being responsible, you're being disciplined. I can't get mad about that, but you keep canceling plans with me. Or you don't prioritize me. Or you say you can't commit to me, or you can't give more to me because your job. And so I'm like competing against something that I don't compete, period. But I'm competing against something that I can't compete with. It's like apples and oranges. You know, how am I supposed to compete with an apple when I'm an orange? You know, I'm like, we're not even the same thing. And it was all an illusion. It's all something, it's the way this person sets things up so that they don't have to go into spaces that they're not comfortable in. Well, you've got something coming in that's real. King of Cups, Fairy Godmother, Nine of Swords. You literally have a King of Cups. I don't know if it's literally Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, or if it is just literally the embodiment of someone who has met themselves deeply. They've had their own emotional arc that has taught them how to process their own emotions, and they're emotionally mature, they're emotionally stable. They've had to let other people go the same way you've had to let people go. They recognize your value and your worth. They recognize your stability and your strength, you know. They have already faced their fears, and so have you. And man, with the Nine of Swords and the Moon sitting on the bottom of the decks, it's like, you know, fear is an illusion. You know that fear shrinks when you face it, when you look at it, when you deal with it. Therefore, you don't let fear interfere with you and what you want, or you and coming together with another person. It's not that fear doesn't show up. It's not that fear doesn't exist. It's just that you know what fear is and you call it by its name. Yeah, there's a major tide turning for you. Yeah, look at this. This person has suffered, but they have healed. They have risen above it. They know what they want and they will choose it. They have courage. They're open. They're willing to be vulnerable. You know, look at this person's stance. Their entire chest is exposed. They're not covering anything. They're not hiding anything. And they're saying, you know, listen, I know what I want. You have the Page of Pentacles, a spiritual lesson, the Ace of Swords, and the High Priestess. You have both learned your lessons. You have chosen the path of the gift. In other words, yes, we have suffered. Yes, we have been heartbroken. Yes, but instead of letting that make us fearful for love, we have said, you know what? All of these lessons are on my path to being able to greater open to love. And I have learned these lessons. I will take them with me. I will let them inform me. I will know that when I have love in my hands, I will not let it go. I will value it. I will hold on to it. I will remember that. With the Ace of Swords, this is brand new, and it's based in truth and honesty and clarity and transparency. It has every opportunity for success and victory. With the Sorceress here, you are intuitively, you know. You may also be getting some intuitive hits that that this is coming towards you, that what you are seeking is seeking you, and that it's on its way. Queen of Cups in reverse, clarifying this energy of the Princess of Pentacles, lessons learned. You know, this is, my love isn't going to save someone. My love isn't going to, you know, I have to be dealing with someone who is emotionally mature on their own, who has chosen the same path, the path of the gift. If I unconditionally love someone who hasn't done that, then I will always be pouring into a vessel that has a hole in it until they decide for themselves, until they make the choice for themselves to find the gift in all of their suffering instead of the suffering in their suffering and the fear of more suffering, and let that make their choices for them in their life. I'm not doing that again. I'm letting go of that energy. I'm not withholding. I'm not holding back. I'm not being with someone that forces me to feel like I need to protect or defend myself. There are a lot of ways this could go. With this Seven of Cups is like really giving me like, there are a lot of options for my life right now. You know, there are a lot of different ways this could go, that I could go. There are a lot of things that I could choose to put my focus on. And it doesn't necessarily have to be love. But that whatever it is being made very clear to you. Ace of Swords, High Priestess. You're getting a very clear picture, and your intuition is definitely telling you there is a path, there is a way, there is a choice that you want to make above the others. My God, you know what you know, and you have experienced wishy-washy people that struggle with the choice between love and fear so badly that they can't, you could be standing right there, but they don't move, they don't act. They may even see that the whole world blossoms around you and that everything in life gets sweeter and gets better when you are present, but they still don't act. They still can't give up, get out of their comfort zone, because they have a limited belief system, and, they are afraid. Ultimately, they choose fear. And that's what has kept them living small. With the Prince of Swords, it's like, how many stalkers do you need? How many more people do you need that watch all your stories and like all your posts, or, ask people about you, or show up at weird times and weird places, or, you know what I mean, are in the background as potential past people. You're not sure which past person the reading is about because you've got a few of them. The people that couldn't act, the people that couldn't step up, the people who may have seen you but were locked in such conflict internally that they couldn't be what you needed them to be in the moment. You've experienced that time and time again. Yeah. You are ready for someone who shows up for you. You are ready for someone who chooses you. You are ready for this soulmate that shows up and says, okay, what do you want for the rest of your life? What does it look like? What is your dream? How can I fit into that? How do I fit into that? That's a beautiful dream. Let's collaborate. Let's create that together. That is what success is. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for the person that steps up and says, I'll take it. Abso-fucking-lutely. And that is what I want too. And that is not your dream. That is our dream. That is not your plan. That is our plan. I'm not sitting here stuck. I'm not wishy-washy. I'm coming to the front of the crowd and in front of everyone here. I'm telling them, I choose you. This is my version of success. This is my version of a victory. It would make me the happiest person in the world if you would do this with me, if you would share this journey, this choice with me. I'm very clear about it. And I'm in alignment. With these two sixes, the Lovers is a 6 and the 6 of Wands is a 6. Some of you may be dealing with someone who does some kind of construction or maybe like carpentry work. Like someone who's going to get their hands dirty. That gets in there and gets it done. If you're dealing with a water sign, I am afraid to trust. I don't want to let you down. Repressing. I don't want to miss my chance with you. If you're dealing with a fire sign, I am still moved by you. I remember everything that you said. I am overthinking everything. Secret. Your words speak to me like no others can. If you are dealing, whoa, with an earth sign, my goodness. Okay, you have distant, you have good intentions, you have controlling, and you have another flipper. Here it is. What we have is soul recognition. All right, if you're dealing with an air sign, you have honest, you were so unexpected, I am sending you telepathic messages, and resentment. All right, Pisces, this is what I have for you. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you some peace and clarity. If it does, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I really do love to hear from you. And gosh, guys, until next time, I'm sending you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.